So who's excited to jump into this recorder bit? Because I can't wait. Because I mean, like, microphone in-game recording sounds. That's incredible. Shall we?
I've brought tools to record the sights and sounds of this season. I'll start by recording the only place I've ever known. Music from a trio of performers. The metal, the breeze, and my mind.
So that's when you record, and then once you have recorded, you can this appears in a journal, and then you can play it back.
And it's the actual recording you did.
Simple, but it's actually pretty complicated to implement. So how does it work in a nutshell? The recorder is actually a custom coded plugin. So it was coded in C++ directly in Unreal using the Wise API. So what happens is we record the master output of Wise, and then the audio file is written in the save file of the game. And to play it back, we actually send this audio to Wise input plugin, so we can then mix it back with the rest of the soundscape.
You make it sound simple, and at the same time, I know that there's complexities to navigate there. Well, first of all, you're getting what the player is actually hearing and directed at. And then secondly, when it comes back through, you're weaving it through the Wise mixing pipeline, and you're able to shape it or present it just as you would any other sound in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool, and that extends to the binauralization of that sound as well.
Mm-hmm. So if you play on PS5 with headphones, the sound is ambisonics, so you can have a really good feeling of, where the sound comes from. But yeah, as you say, the binaurality was really important for us. So besides, being able to record virtually everything that is in the soundscape, we do have some very specific keepsakes or collectibles that are linked to, the narration and the story.
It got tricky too, because sometimes there would be two of them in your purview, and then we had to make one of them be the one that was being recorded, because the character says a line about a specific thing that they're recording.
Where will the birds fly to when the flood comes?
There's two things in the purview. We had to give priority over one versus the other, so there had to be an algorithm written that would sort of determine based on your distance, percentage-wise, which was closer, which was not based just on depth, but also left and right, things like that.
Yeah, for sure. It makes me think that every collectible had two spheres. So there was an audio sphere, so that it triggers the sound and then with the attenuation. But there was a second sphere that was the sphere of from which distance can you actually record it. So from which distance do you hear it enough so that when you record it, it triggers a line. So exactly with the priority on top of that.
A calm sound comes from the strings.
if you're like really far away from something, like say you just barely hear the wind organ thing, like it's just sort of on the edge of your perception. When you're recording it, you don't want that to be the thing that the character is talking about, because you might not even notice it when you're listening to it. You want it to be once you're in a range where it feels like it's in the center of your attention. And that took a lot of kind of play testing to figure out what felt natural.